There is a moment, quiet and unnoticeable, when the world seems to hold its breath. It is the moment before dawn, when the darkness is at its thickest and the cold of uncertainty penetrates your bones. At that moment, doubt whispers to you. It tells you that you are not good enough, that your dreams are too bold, that the mountain before you is too high, too steep, too unforgiving. Doubt is the shadow that follows every dreamer, a silent enemy that haunts the corridors of ambition. But at that same moment, if you listen closely, you can hear another voice, quieter, but infinitely stronger. It is the voice of determination, the spark of faith, the echo of every soul that has ever risen from obscurity to greatness. History is not written by those who never doubted. It is written by those who faced their doubts, looked them in the eye, and decided to move forward anyway. Thomas Edison, bent over his workbench, surrounded by the wreckage of 1,000 failed experiments, did not listen to the chorus of voices urging him to give up. He listened to the whisper of possibility, the conviction that somewhere hidden in the darkness was the light he was looking for. Henry Ford, who was laughed at and rejected, saw a world where every family could have a car, and he built that world with his own hands, brick by brick, against all skepticism. Walt Disney, fired for lack of imagination, dreamed of castles and kingdoms and painted them on the canvas of reality with the colors of faith and perseverance. These are not just stories of people who achieved success. These are stories of people who doubted, failed, fell, and rose again, each time with even greater determination, even greater clarity, and even greater fire in their eyes. The path from doubt to determination is not a straight line. It is a winding trail through a desert of fear and uncertainty, lit only by the torch of faith. To begin this journey, you must first understand the power of your own thoughts. Every empire, every invention, every revolution began with a single thought, a flash of inspiration in the mind of someone who refused to accept the world as it was. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. They shape the contours of your reality, molding the future from the raw clay of possibility. If you allow doubt to take root, it will grow into a forest of hesitation that blocks out the sunlight of ambition. But if you nurture faith, water it with discipline, and feed it with action, it will grow into a mighty oak, unshakable in the storms of adversity. Faith is not a passive state. It is an act of will, a conscious decision to see beyond what your senses provide, to trust the unseen, to hold on to your vision when the world offers only reasons to let go. Andrew Carnegie, born into poverty, believed in the power of the mind to shape reality. He believed that wealth was not the result of luck or circumstances, but the natural result of focused thinking and relentless action. He built his empire not on inherited wealth, but on the currency of faith. Clarity is the lens through which faith becomes power. Without clarity, your dreams are like ships without a rudder, drifting aimlessly in a sea of possibilities. Clarity is the power that sharpens your vision, cuts through the fog of distractions, and clears the way forward. It is the discipline that forces you to ask yourself again and again, what do I want? Why do I want it? What am I willing to sacrifice in exchange? The world does not reward vague desires or half-hearted intentions. It rewards those who know what they want, who see it in their imagination with the clarity of reality, who pursue it with the determination of a lion stalking its prey. Vision is a plan for greatness. It is the ability to see not only what is, but what can be. It is the courage to imagine a future that does not yet exist and the audacity to believe that you can bring it into being. Every skyscraper, every symphony, every work of art began with a vision in the mind of its creator. Vision is the seed from which all achievements grow. But vision alone is not enough. It must be combined with purpose, with a deep, unshakable conviction that your life has meaning, that your actions matter, that you are here for a reason. A purpose is the engine that drives you forward when the road is long and the night is dark. It is the force that keeps you going when your muscles ache and your spirit is weak. Abraham Lincoln, battered by defeat and haunted by the specter of failure, never lost sight of his purpose. He knew that his life did not belong to him, that he was called to serve a cause greater than himself. A goal is the anchor that keeps you in place during the storms of life, the compass that guides you through the desert of uncertainty. Discipline is the bridge between thought and action, between vision and reality. It is the daily practice of doing what needs to be done, even when you don't want to do it. Discipline is the quiet force that builds empires, the silent power that turns dreams into achievements. It is the willingness to sacrifice comfort for progress, to trade short-term pleasure for long-term satisfaction. Discipline is not a punishment. It is a gift you give yourself, a key that unlocks the door to your potential. Action is the alchemy that turns dreams into reality. It is the fire that forges greatness, the hammer that shapes destiny. Action is not always glamorous or exciting. Often it is tedious, monotonous, and thankless. But every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Every act of courage, every moment of persistence, every decision to continue when you want to give up is a victory over doubt. Action is the antidote to fear, the cure for hesitation, the path from possibility to achievement. Gratitude is the fuel that keeps you going on your journey. It is the recognition that every challenge is an opportunity, every setback a lesson, every failure a step toward success. Gratitude turns obstacles into gifts, bitter into sweet, ordinary into extraordinary. It is the practice of seeing abundance where others see scarcity, finding joy in the journey, not just the destination. Gratitude is the light that illuminates the path, the warmth that melts the ice of despair. Adaptability is the art of survival. It is the ability to bend without breaking, to change course without losing sight of the goal. The world is in constant motion, and those who cling to the past are left behind. Adaptability is a willingness to learn, grow, and evolve. It is the humility to admit when you are wrong, the courage to try new things, and the resilience to get back up after every fall. Adaptability is the secret weapon of successful people, the trait that separates those who thrive from those who merely survive. Resilience is the steel in your spine, the fire in your belly, the indomitable spirit that refuses to break. It is the ability to endure hardship, weather life's storms, and rise from the ashes of defeat stronger than before. Resilience is not the absence of pain, but the refusal to give in to it. It is the determination to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you are knocked down. Resilience is the legacy of every great person, the mark of those who have rewritten their own history. Learning is the path to mastery. It is the recognition that you are never finished, that there is always something new to learn, discover, and become. Learning is the humility to listen, the curiosity to explore, and the discipline to practice. It is a willingness to be a student, even when you are already a master. Learning is the engine of growth, the source of innovation, the foundation of all progress. So, the path from doubt to determination is not a single leap, but 1,000 small steps. It is a daily practice of choosing faith over fear, clarity over confusion, vision over limitations, purpose over aimlessness, discipline over distraction, action over resentmentation, gratitude over resentment, adaptability over resilience over surrender, learning over stagnation. It is a relentless pursuit of your highest self, an unwavering commitment to rewrite your own success story.